Hello, welcome to another Digi Mini. I am Paul Gannon.
Hello, I'm Larry. Guru Larry Bundy Jr., whatever.
It's a really long name. Have you extended it recently?
It is, yes. I'm Greek, actually.
Explains a lot. So, Mr. Biffo's gone out, so we're going to have a sneaky video.
Yeah.
Shh, just you and us. Shh, don't tell Biffo. So, because it's a secret private video.
Oh, that's good.
Would you like to see my Winkie?
I would do.
Would you like to see my Winkie?
Would be the first time.
This is Winkie.
Wow.
So there'll be an insert shot now of this up close. But this is Winkie.
Yes.
It's a badge, right?
Yeah.
But you're thinking,
what? Or what they call it in America.
A badge.
No,
a pin.
A pin, yes.
Or a pin. Well, this
label.
This would necessarily be a pin. And you think, oh, what's so interesting about pin? Well, let's rewind. On my podcast Cheap Show, www.thecheapshow.co.uk, we have a section called Silverman's Platter where we look for vinyl, right? And one day, Eli found in a vinyl shop this. This is Winkie.
Winkie the song.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you look at that, what do you think Winkie is?
I don't know, some sort of robot computer.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, this is kind of what it goes to. So we put it on, and we'll play a little bit of it now. That was fun for you to listen to, but awkward for us to film. And we were thinking, what is Winkie? I don't know what Winkie is.
No, I never heard of it before.
No, but we went down the rabbit hole with Winkie. So first of all...
Did you take your Winkie down?
Yeah. Tell you what, my search history is mental right now. It's just like Winkie, Winkie, Winkie. So we listened to it, and we were just... I personally love this song. It's a nice bit of French 80s electro
okay, so it's an
pop.
actual proper song. It's not some sort of like crappy
No.
story
No, because that's again what we thought it was. Because when you look at it, it's just a vinyl. It's just French. It's a nice piece of pop. But Winkie, we noticed, had the words trademark on. So it was about something. And my initial reaction was, it must be a kids' TV show called Winkie about a wacky robot. So we looked into it. And we went down this massive rabbit hole. And to cut a very, very, very long story short, Winkie is a toy. Winkie is this.
That's all of it.
It's a badge. It was sold by a company in America called Xtronics, right?
Yeah.
And they were selling this as if it was like a pet rock. So in America in the 80s, lots of gimmicky toys that basically did no functioning action, but was sold as a companion.
Yeah.
Pet rock is the obvious example where everyone bought a rock and named it and looked after it and all that kind of crazy
it's
shit.
like the Chia Pet as well.
Like that. And so this was meant to be the futuristic pet rock for the trendy 80s kid. It's a badge. It looks like this, but tiny, and it's got red and green blinking lights on the LED. On the back, 2 batteries. It's a little chip, and it has these little contacts on the corner. And when you press these contacts in a various number of ways, it makes the lights on the badge flash up differently. Now, this isn't working at the moment because the batteries that came with this have since perished.
Yeah, it's 30 years old or something.
But I was surprised they worked at all when I first put it in.
Oh, you've been playing with your Winkie too
I've
much.
been playing with...
Gone
A story oft told. So the idea is that it blinks randomly because these contacts are very easily touched. So if you're wearing it and you're moving about, it will randomly start changing the eyes.
So it's electronic from your skin electricity?
Well, it's just.
Oh, is it just pressure?
Yeah, it's just feeble enough that a little bit of tapping will alternate the flashing of the light.
So you hold it on, you just push it in like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, what's Winkie feeling today? Oh, he's flashing red. My flashing red Winkie's upset and angry. Yeah, you know it. What started off as a what the hell is this became a oh what the hell is this?
So that spun off from the toy.
Yes. Xtronics, although we're involved in making this, were actually more well known for elaborate billboards in America.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get to that in a bit because this is where this kind of goes down the rabbit hole a little bit. Long story short, I went out and I found online Winkie. When I was told that this is a thing that exists, I had to buy one. Went on eBay, found it. Right? So I'll let you read the back of the Winkie packaging.
The What's Inside table of files. Almost true Winkie biography. The almost true, never told before, mostly made up story of a lonely, semi-retired Silicon Valley orphan who has no home, no money, and no illnesses that anyone knows of.
No. So the idea behind the backstory to this, because there is one, is that a scientist makes this as a companion, and then it became smart and then multiplied into millions. And now you can buy one of those millions. Or you can now own your own thing.
Just as it run from a lab, it could be like Daryl, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be like Daryl. God, when did we become the Daryl channel, where every other episode we're mentioning this reasonably obscure 80s kids adventure movie?
Nobody ever owns it on VHS or tape. It's just always on.
You don't hear of the Blu-ray version of Daryl, do you? You just don't. No one's going to want it. Although, hashtag bring back Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl reboot.
Yeah. But you look further, and this thing opens out.
Oh, okay.
Opens out into a whole list of what it can do. It has chores. It can help you look. It helps you lose weight. It helps you from burglars. It helps you stop smoking.
Could you actually sue them for misleading advertising?
God, if that was true, you could sue these people to shit, because this does none of this stuff. There's no helping you. It has a guide to what the red and green lights mean, but it ultimately means nothing.
So it's like a made-up bollocks.
Yeah. So if you wanted to go to bed, it says red. If it randomly is flashing red, it says, "Oh no, I'm watching telly." If it was flashing green, it goes, "Sure, this show is putting me to sleep." But if they're both flashing, it says, "I'd like to sleep, but I have insomnia." So it has its own code and its own nonsense. So it's kind of like a cross between a pet rock and almost like a Furby.
It's flashing, it's a bit like Morse code.
Yeah. Except you make up your own Morse code with it.
Oh, okay.
Again, this only exists. This is only as functional as you want to make it. Nice side story to this. The guy who's on eBay selling these had like 30 of them unsold for the best part of 20 years. And since the Cheap Show podcast, all gone. And he sent a message to one of the buyers saying, "Do you know what's going on? Because I've had these on sale and no one's bought them for years, and now I don't have any left. Has it been mentioned on a popular YouTube channel or something?" So that is amazing. So a lot of Cheap Show people went out and listened to this. But then this all leads to what is the most remarkable part of this story, is that to sell it in America, what they did was they decided to come up with a massive advertising campaign. And in LA, they made a billboard with the massive words Winkie written on it and the logo. And the gimmick was they asked a bunch of actors to do this kind of touch the truck competition.
Oh, okay.
So they invited them to go and live and sleep on top of this billboard for as long as possible. Last man standing wins. I think wins a Winkie, gets a good Winkie, but also because they're actors, they got a screen test. Huge thing. It became this multimedia thing in LA where if you were driving down Hollywood Boulevard, massive Winkie sign and a bunch of actors on the top trying to get some rest. Then that led to one guy called, I think it was Stuart Jeffries or Jeffrey Stewart. I always get them muddled up, but I blame for having two first names as a name. He, over the phone with a local radio station, got talking to a lady and they fell in love. Fast forward towards the end of the competition, they decided to get married on the Winkie billboard in LA. So she's down there, he's up there, and they found the only rabbi in LA who was willing to do this relationship wedding thing on top of a giant billboard. Became a huge thing, massive amounts of press. And then a very famous artist called Keith Haring, who in the 80s and 90s was popular for a lot of pop art kind of artwork. It's hard to describe, but if you saw it, you'd recognise it. It's very kind of bright colours, very bold outlines, and almost cartoony human drawings. He ended up doing the RSVP invitation for the wedding. So this guy, who's now a kind of massive artist, his art goes for thousands online, did an advert to send out to people to come and see the Winkie wedding. And so you can get that now. And if you want to buy a print of that invitation, it costs you $1,000.
Bloody hell.
Now, obviously, this failed, went nowhere. All of this was for naught.
I was going to say, I'd never heard of anything out of this before. I mean, it didn't get a cartoon series or anything. Or...
No, but I imagine at some point, if it had caught on, there might have been a Winkie cartoon show or a Winkie movie.
Well, they made a Rubik's Cube cartoon series, didn't they?
Oh, God, they made it out of everything. In fact, I feel sorry for Winkie because if nothing else, I wanted to be a kid who grew up on Winkie. What I don't get, though, out of all of this is like, this is an American company, American toy, American brand. This is French. And I don't know why.
Was it popular in France?
No. There was no big sale, as far as I know, of Winkie of any kind in France.
Or is this some sort of early Daft Punk or something?
Maybe. So this could have been sold to promote it ahead of the Winkie release, but just didn't go anywhere. It's in French. but I did have it released. Someone translated it into English, and it basically is, as you'd imagine, is one of those. Hey, own a Winkie. It's fun. Its lights flash up. It will save you.
This is basically an advert.
All of this.
It's
an advert. It's a Winkie advert. The billboard.
And this was for sale, or
yeah, this went on sale.
Promotional?
No.
Okay.
I believe this was for sale. Sold in France. It didn't do very well on the charts, but it's not exactly rare now. But you can get it for about £7-8 on Discogs if you're so well inclined. So that is the mystery of Winkie in a nutshell. How a little badge tried to take over the world and failed.
I've never heard of this before. That's the most weirdest thing. I mean,
it's a strange story, but one I'm really fond of. And what I kind of want to do is bring Winkie back. I've already said that me and Eli from Cheap Show are gonna
hashtag look at my Winkie.
yeah, are gonna translate this and then re-release the song as an English language one. And we're gonna get a T-shirt made up. And I think I might make these into badges because now the copyright doesn't exist on these.
Oh, so it's public domain.
Yeah, so I am now King of the Winkie. That's what this video is about. I am announcing live on the internet that Paul Gannon is King of Winkie. And you can be my Prime Minister.
Oh, thank you.
You'll be Prime Minister Winkie.
Yeah,
of Winkieville. And if Biffo's very nice, we'll make him Lord Justice Winkie. You're in charge of doling out punishment.
Winkie punishment.
Winkie punishment. And on that moment, we'll end. Thank you for support, subscribe, ring a bell, and remember, when Digi comes, you better listen. I've just invented that and it's not very good. I'm gonna go.